This video will show you how to mount these black nickel lights. These things are such nice quality, you'll just love them. They're really nice. The wires coming out the back are really nice. They're just, the bulbs go in and out real easily. They're just, and it's a common size bulb. It's an 1157, which is a real common size. The only problem is you need to run the different colors like we show here. Okay, now if you'll notice first here, you always want to run a red bulb in the back and an amber in the front. The reason for that is because we run these as running lights and signal lights. So in the rear especially, it's not legal to run an amber if you're running running lights. Okay, so let's get started on this. First thing you want to do is, let me show you how to pop the lens off to change the bulb. It's real simple on these. This is a nice feature here. You just find the little slot in the lens. Just stick a screwdriver in there and just pry that, and the lens will pop right off. Okay, then to install the bulb, all you do is you'll have to find the slots that are parallel each other there, and then you'll have to make sure that the barbs are going in the right slot. But you just push the light in there and rotate it clockwise. It's supposed to be easy. There you go. So that's it. Just push it down there, rotate it clockwise, and there you have it. Then just pop the lens back on. Make sure it's seated good. And also make sure that the slot is down on the bottom side so it looks a little cleaner once you mount it. And also easier to pop it off later. And then one other thing you want to check for is make sure when you mount these on the motorcycle, and you want to mount them first before you do anything with the wires. So go ahead and mount the lights first. And then this is like the Suzuki bracket. This is just an example. It's an unpainted one. But the light will always mount in the slotted hole. Then the wire will mount through the hole in the back. So feed the wire through as you mount this on there, and then run the wires into the area where you're going to connect them, and then go ahead and cut the wires off later. So you want to mount the lights first before you get started. So that's how it goes. And one thing too, I mentioned it several times in the video, but don't over tighten these nuts there, because it's a hollow stem. You might break that stem off, and that's why we use these star washers. That'll locate against the brackets, and it'll keep the lights from rotating. That way you don't have to over tighten them. And then one other quick note here. Okay, like I say, you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut the wires off later, and then what it'll do is it'll expose the wires coming out of the lights here. And say you're going to do this on your own. I just thought I'd just give you a quick note on this. Okay, the purple wire is the flasher. That's the flasher in the light. And then the blue wire is the running light portion. That's the light that stays on all the time. It's important that you get those two correct, because if you get them backwards, what will happen is the light will be too bright and you'll never see the flasher. So blue is the running light, purple is the flasher, and then black is the ground. So that's how they work. So thanks again for purchasing these bad boys, and let's get started on showing you how to mount them up to your bike. Let's go ahead and put these black nickel lights on your Honda Aero 750. These are really cool lights, and they match the quality of the bike you've got. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, if you'll notice here, I've put the red lens on the light to indicate to you that you need to run the red bulb in the back. That's really important, because if you're running running lights and signal lights, it has to be red. So run the red bulb in the back. And the light just basically bolts right exactly where the small bullet light bolt. So if you want to watch the main video and get a good idea how you run the lights on it, it'll help you on this. So they mount right there it's the hole with the little slot in it. Not this upper one, because it'll be the lower one. I'll show you how it mounts there. Okay, now you want to put the star washer against the bracket. Between the light and the bracket is the star washer. The reason for that, and then you don't have to over tighten the nut on the back. That way it's a hollow bolt coming through there, and you don't want to break that bolt off. So don't get too creative with the torque on that. The star washer will lock that in place. You'll notice the wire runs through the hole here. Later on, that'll probably be a slot. That way you can kind of lay it in the slot there. And then the wire just runs out the back. Now this bracket will be, go ahead and mount this bracket to your motorcycle. I'm just showing this to you with it off so you can get an idea. But mount the bracket to the motorcycle, and then go ahead and mount the light on. Now, one important thing is you want to make sure you put the light on and run the wire through the bracket here before you do anything to the ends. Go ahead, don't do anything to the ends yet on this. So we'll run these up into the area where we plug those in. So mount both lights and we'll continue on. Next, we want to run these wires down into the back under the seat area there where they hook into the motorcycle. Go ahead and follow the main video on the wire installation as far as getting the wires ready, except not the smaller bullet lights. Go ahead and then go ahead and mount your tail light and hook it up just like you see in the video. And then let's go ahead and hook up these black nickel lights. They're really simple and easier to hook up than the small bullet lights. So, okay, what we want to do is we want to run, like I say, run these into the area under the seat where they're going to plug in. Leave yourself some slack there because it's better to have a little too much wire than not enough. Okay, if you'll notice, I've stripped the sheathing off, and underneath the sheathing on both sides there is a black, a blue, and a purple wire. So go ahead and strip those back, and then strip the ends of the wires back. Get them ready to plug in. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to color code these. So let's go ahead and use the tape that we supply you. Okay, there's the green. Now the green on Hondas is always ground, so put some green tape on the black wire. These are the ground wires coming from the bullet lights. So green on black on both sides. Okay, and then the next one we want to identify is the purple. Now the purple is actually the signal light part of the bullet light. So on the left side, we're going to use the orange tape. So orange tape on the purple. And then on this one, we want to use blue tape on purple. It's a little confusing, but the purple needs to be identified that way. So orange on purple and blue on purple. And then the last one we want to do is the blue wire. Now the blue wire is basically the running light wire. That's the light that's going to be on all the time. And that's the one that you're going to plug into the motorcycle with the connectors. So go ahead and put the male connector on the end of the blue wires, just like this. And then we should be ready to go. So go ahead and do that, and give them real good crimps there. And then we'll show you how to hook these into the motorcycle. Okay, now that we have all this pre-wired, you should be able to just go ahead and start plugging things in and doing a little butt splicing, and you should have it finished up ready to go. So let me go over it real quick here. Now this is your white connector here, then that has the wire come out with the two brown wires that you did earlier according to the main video. This wire here should be already mounted to fastened to your tail light. So this brown wire goes to the make the connections there. That should be real simple. Okay, and then up here, what we have, okay, you go ahead and just start butt splicing these. Now you'll notice I put the heat shrink there. That's to remind you that you want to slide the heat shrink on before you do your butt splicing. That way you can slide that over. And I like to do them one at a time, because if you get a lot of these things together and you start putting the heat gun in there, you can shrink them up in the wrong spot. So go ahead and hook up your green wire. Here's your tape. Green to green. Same on this side. Green to green. Oh, by the way, too, this is your right side of your bike. Okay, now the blue tape should be the right side. So go ahead and do the, right and left. The orange is the left. So anyway, do the green to green. These should be connected, and then go ahead and just do your orange wire to your orange wire, and your green wire, green tape, green wire to the green wire on your motorcycle. That way everything should work. Now if by chance the signal lights are backwards, all you have to do is just take your, I think it's the, not the white connector, but the blue and the orange connectors, and just switch them. That way that should switch the signal lights out and make them work properly. So anyway, and then after you do all your butt splicing and everything, crimp them really well, make sure everything's working well, and then go ahead and follow the main video as far as tucking all your wires and stuff back in. And then I think you should be ready to go. So it's really nice. These lights are really easier to wire, and they're less hassle. Nice lights. So let's go ahead and do the fronts next. Let's go ahead and do the front lights on your Aero, your Honda Aero. Okay, now if you'll notice, I've done the amber lens on the front. Make sure you use the amber bulb. I just use the lens to show you, but you will use the amber bulb in the front. That's important. And then, okay, the way these mount on the light bar here, and by the way, this will be mounted on your bike. You can go ahead and mount this on your bike. I just want to show it off the bike, so it's a little easier to show you how it's mounted. But anyway, there again, it's the same as the rear. You just go ahead and mount the light with the star washer on the outside. In between the light and the bar, you put the star washer. And then the reason we do that is on the back side, you don't have to over tighten the nut on the back side. That way the star washer will lock the light keep it from rotating. So don't overdo the nut on the back. And then if you'll notice, I've run the wire just through the wire tie there. There's the 2 holes on the top. Just run that's for the wire tie, so you can wire tie that wire in there. And then you want to run these wires up into your headlight. Just run these into your headlight area and hang this out the front. And then we'll go ahead and show you how to cut the wire off, and then we'll splice them on and you'll be ready to go. Okay, let's go ahead and follow the main wiring video. I'll show you how to take the lights out of the stock light bar, and then if you'll notice on the main video, I think I show you how to cut the wires off at about 9 or 10 inches or something like that. But anyway, what we want to do, because these wires are so much longer coming out of these lights, just go ahead and cut those wires off about 4 inches. You don't need a whole lot, because you can go ahead and run these wires up into the headlight bucket, and you don't need that much wire. So go ahead and cut the main wires off about 4 or 5 inches long. There should be a green and then some either orange or blue striped and solid wires to that. So go ahead and chop those off, strip them back and get them ready to go. Okay, now what you want to do on these, to hook these lights up, it's really simple. All you do is just on these wires, the main wires that come out, just go ahead and hang them out of the bucket, the headlight bucket. 3 or 4 inches also on that, and go ahead and cut those off. You want a little extra wire, because when you get finished, you can tuck it back into the headlight bucket. And then what we want to do is we want to strip the coverings off, the main cover off the wires, and exposing inside there'll be a black, a blue, and a purple wire on each one of the wires. There again, it's a black, blue, and purple. Okay, so what we do is we just color code these wires with the tape, and then you can go ahead and just butt splice them into those stock wires like that we show on the main video, and then you will be ready to go. So, okay, a couple of notes here. Okay, if you'll notice, the black wire, that's the ground, so put green tape on the black, and then on the blue wire, the same thing on both sides, green tape on the black. So go ahead and do that on both wires. Okay, then on the blue wire, just go ahead and put the striped tape that we have in the kit. Go ahead and put the striped on the blue, and then the only one that's left is the purple wire. Now the purple is the, and by the way, the blue is the keyed power, and the black is the green, which is the ground. And then the purple wire, which is the flasher, you'll have to label those differently, because on the right side you'll want to put the blue, so put the blue tape on the purple. That's the right side. And then on the left side you want to put the orange tape on the purple. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this like this so you can tape those wires up. And then that way you're color coded. You should be able just to plug those wires or butt splice them into your stock wires from your motorcycle, and they should work. So now a couple things what I've shown you here, and if you'll follow the main video also, make sure you have the heat shrink tubing up on the wire before you butt splice it. That way you can slide that back over the butt splice and heat shrink it. I like to do them one at a time. That way the butt splicer won't get hot from the one you're doing next to it and heat it up. So go ahead and just hook them up one at a time, strip the ends off, crimp the butt splicers nice and tight, make sure you have the heat shrink up there, and once you do that, gosh, you should be set. I think you should be able to just plug your green or your blue and orange connectors back in the motorcycle. Now for some reason, if the lights are backwards, all you have to do is plug the orange into the blue and the blue into the orange, and that should reverse them. So, and then go ahead and just follow the main video as far as just tucking the wires back in, and God, these things should work great, and they're just super nice lights. So there you go. These lights should work great, and then that should do the installation on the wiring, on the lighting. So ride safely.